Good day, Dr. Malu and Dr. Raghuba Prescott. My name is Tariq Mohammed, and today I'll be demonstrating my final year project, the Maritime Band VHF Channel 16 Monitoring and Alerting System. To start this demonstration, I'll first show my user interface, which takes the form of a hosted web application. To do this, I'll be opening my browser and searching for the address of this application, maritime-emergency-alerts.web.app. We're now brought to the home page of the web application, which provides information about the project and which states the project's objectives. Following my cursor now, we can see the different features available on the web application, which I will cover in this demonstration. Also note that the current page is denoted by the button on this navigation menu that has the gray background and a bolded text. In this case, it's the home page. I'll demonstrate the database page and the login features later when I demonstrate the reception of a call. Clicking on the User Manual button opens the user manual in a new tab, providing any users with information and instructions on how to use both the user interface and the back end of the system. Clicking on any of these buttons will open the task and will provide a numbered list of steps to follow, as well as images showing a visual aid of the steps to be done. Clicking on the About Database button opens a modal which provides information about the structure of the database. This modal can be closed by clicking on the X in the top right hand corner. The Related Sites button can be pressed to open the Related Sites page, which provides 4 options of related sites: the IMO, the ITU, SERP, and the 3020 portal. Clicking on any of these images will open their respective sites. Next is the Contact Administrator feature, which, when clicked, opens a modal, allowing users to contact the administrator through email by entering a subject and a message. Here I'll be testing it out by entering the subject, "Help!" and the message, "Please send some help!" Once I click the Submit button, now that I'm done, it will open the default mail client of the system, which in this case is the mail application, which is prompting me to choose what email I'd like to send this message from. I'll be choosing the second one, and we can see that the email has been formatted according to that of the modal, with the subject being the subject and the body of the email being the message. Now I'm given the option to discard the email, send the email, or edit the email. And I choose to edit it first because I spelled the word please wrong. And now that I'm done editing, I'd like to send the email. I'm now going to click on More and monitor the outbox to see when the email has actually been sent. Now that it's disappeared from the outbox, I'm now going to go back to the browser and visit the email of the application, which is the Gmail. Oops. And once I open it, we will see that we are currently logged in to the Gmail of the project, maritimeemergencyalerts@gmail.com, and that the email that I just sent was received. Help! Please send some help. Going back to the UI now, I can close this modal by clicking on the X in the top right hand corner. Now I'd like to show the physical setup of my system.
Here we can see the hardware components used to implement this project. Starting with our Raspberry Pi. This Pi is inside of a Raspberry Pi case right now, which also includes a fan, which is that noise we're hearing, used to cool the Pi a bit. A power supply is connected to the Pi to provide power, and a USB extension cable is used to connect the Raspberry Pi to a software-defined radio, which is this USB dongle here. This USB dongle software-defined radio is itself connected to a VHF antenna. Both the antenna and the software-defined radio are used to receive and demodulate the activity on channel 16. Both of these are controlled using the Raspberry Pi itself, which is also responsible for all the processing of the system.
Now I'd like to demonstrate the simulation of a received transmission. A simulation is being used in this case as I'm currently demonstrating from home and I'm unable to receive VHF transmissions from here. For this test, I'll be using an audio recording taken from a previous test conducted by Mr. Goita and I, which is right here on my desktop, radiosimulation.wav. I'm going to play this file for you all now because once I try to play it on the Pi, you won't be able to hear it. So here we go.
Exercise, exercise, exercise. 9Y4 UWI, 9I Yankee, 4 Uniform Whiskey India, conduct an exercise. All stations in range, please provide signal report. Exercise, exercise, exercise. 9Y4 UWI, conclude an exercise. Out.
I'm now going to close this window and carry you to my Pi, which I'm remotely connected to using the remote desktop connection application. Upon opening, we can see that I'm already connected to the Pi remotely and that the same audio recording I just played is currently on the desktop of my Pi. To start my receiver, I'll open the terminal by clicking on this black box and enter the command /receiver.sh. Upon pressing enter, the receiver shall begin. Here we can see that the timer is counting up as the duration that the receiver is being running for. And also note that under the out category we have 0. This value increments whenever a recording commences and data is being recorded. Currently there is no recording taking place, therefore out is 0. I'm now going to play the audio simulation, which will simulate the reception of a call. Here we can see that as this recording is currently playing, the data value increases and will continue to do so until the recording is at its end. Once completed, this value will no longer increase. So the recording is at its end and the data is no longer increasing, showing that there is no more recording taking place. The system then waits for 30 seconds to determine that there is no more activity taking place, and once 30 seconds have passed without activity, the receiver shall restart and processing shall commence in the new terminal. We can see that the receiver and recording processes have just restarted and that a new terminal was automatically opened to perform the processing. Here we can see the date and time of the call, that filtering is currently taking place, and that the duration of the recording is approximately 18.55 seconds. We're currently waiting on the recording to finish, on the filtering to finish, which it just did. Now we can see that the speech to text is now about to be performed, and that the alerts have just been generated. Once completed, the processing terminal automatically closes. I'll now draw your attention to the file manager on the Pi, where we can view the latest recording statistics by opening the latest recstats.txt file. Here we can see the length of the audio recording and the time taken to perform each process, including the total time taken to process the entire recording. I'm now going to minimize the Pi to show the alerts that I've just received. Starting with the WhatsApp alert, opening my browser, we can see that the WhatsApp alert has just been received and it is an exercise alert, meaning that the word exercise was present in the received transmission. Closing this now, we can go to my email and we can see that an exercise alert was also generated here. Back to my browser, this alert can be viewed on the database by clicking on the database page button. You are not authorized. Please log in to view this page. Alright, so I'm going to log in to view this page, and I do so by clicking on the login button and entering my credentials. Upon logging in successfully, the login button has now changed to a log out button, and once I click on the database page, I will be carried to the database page. Here, the most recently received alert is seen and is given the category of exercise based on the exercise per weight detected. Clicking on the download file icon will open the message in a new tab showing the date and time and the text of the message itself. The rows can be expanded by clicking on the plus icon. Doing so will reveal the message in a collapsible tab and will also allow the downloading of the audio file. If I click here to listen, it will automatically download the recording and I'll have the option to open or save it. In this case, I'll open it and play the audio recording for you.
Exercise. 9Y4 UWI 9I Yankee 4 Uniform Whiskey India conducting exercise. All stations in range, please provide signal report. Exercise. 9Y4 UWI conclude an exercise. Out.
And that brings me to the end of my demonstration. Are there any questions?